What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 71 of The Climb here with Luzenak. Today, we have the final episode of the series, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 71 episodes later, 9 seasons later, Luzenak have gone from the bottom tier to the championship on a regular basis. And while today, whilst we have a Champions League spot secured, there is still plenty to play for in the remaining game of the season. Today we are going to be taking on Saint Etienne, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, we've got Marseille and Lyon, who we're going to be keeping an eye on. As you can see, we are within touching distance, dare I say it, of second place, but we are going to need a little bit of a fortuitous end to the season, I suppose, in terms of form, because since we last here, things have not been plain sailing. Of course, I was dreaming that today was going to be a super sexy episode. We were going to have a Europa League final to enjoy. We were going to have, a big celebration. We were going to be second in the league. It was going to be amazing. By contrast, we're taking on Saint Etienne at home. It's not quite as sexy as a European Cup final, is it? But we're going to make the most of the occasion. And well, since you were last here, and of course we had that crazy couple of games against Arsenal where it didn't really go to plan. We've only mustered up one win in our last 3 games. And in fact, it was a 4-1 win against US Orléans. They are bottom of the league. We should be beating them every day of the week. And well, the good news is, we did beat them 4-1, Lopez getting free in this game, and well, in the very next game we took on Stade Rennais at home. Unfortunately here we drew 1-1. These next couple of games, only screamers scored. Harvey Elliott got us off to the best possible start, and I thought his goal was going to be the goal of the match. It was that good. And then Malo Gusto turned up for Stade Rennais and said, hey, I want to throw my hat into the ring, and he did. And to be fair, he's probably thrown his hat a little bit better, to be honest. It was an incredible long shot, 1-1 it finished. And to be fair, it wasn't a too dissimilar story in the very next game against Lille. In this game, another couple of really nice goals for both teams. In fact, for us, it was Balestra with a couple of them. First was in the 10th minute, a nice finish there. And then again, just 8 minutes later, and with us 2-0 up away from home, I perhaps took my eye off the ball a little bit. I perhaps relaxed a little bit. I perhaps thought it was done. But it wasn't. Jordi Mbula, a player who scored a few goals against us over our last few encounters against Lille, mustered up 2. Yes, he fought back from behind, almost single-handedly, really. And ultimately, it finished 2-2. Definitely 2 points dropped. A bit disappointing because a win there could have put us a little closer to Lyon going into the final day of the season. But it is what it is. And well, what it is a bit of a pipe dream, really. You can see here we are currently in 4th. Marseille are taking on Nantes today. Nantes are down in 11th. And meanwhile, for Lyon, if we just take a quick peek, they are taking on Sochaux, who currently sit in 6th. So it's not impossible. Weirder things have happened than these two teams slip up. I would love to finish best of the rest. As you can see, we are 3 points behind Lyon and 1 point behind Marseille. So we need Lyon to lose. Marseille, a draw is good enough for us, because ultimately, if we want second, we got to win today. I mean, I make that sound so simple, don't I? Anyway, just in terms of team news, of course, we had a few injuries during the last episode to Kene and also to Ari, which is a bit of a shame that they're not available today. Elsewhere, you can see we've also got Julien Blaise out with a knock, as well as Soleil. But besides that, we're kind of at full strength, which I suppose is a thing. Yeah, full strength this year feels a bit weird to say because I still don't really know what my best 11 is, which when you consider it's the final game at the club, feels like a little bit of a mad sentence to say. I think this is the team we're going to go with. There's the romantic in me that wants to start Cesco for today's game. I did also want to give Julien Blaise an opportunity, but unfortunately, I mean, can he play? He can play. Right, you're going on the bench, Julian. You were here at the beginning. I want you to be here at the end. And also, if we just go down to the reserves, there's one player who I am going to be just retrieving. Big Dub. Big Dub. Get him on the bench. He might have sat there forgetting that he existed. No, he's still here, everyone. He never left us, Big Dub. He's been lurking in the background for his time to shine. Today, it might be his time to shine on off the bench. This man, I feel like he is everything that Luzenak are. I mean, look at it. Joined us on a free transfer way back when. Played at every single level up through the divisions. He's here today. Oh, let's see what he can do for us if we need to call upon him. I would like to believe that we will be able to sub him on. But I will be honest, I really want to get top 2 this year, so we've just got to try and win this game primarily. At home against Saint Etienne, I think you would back us to get the result here, but ultimately, our form this year has been a little bit wibbly-wobbly. It's been a bit like jelly, especially in the last couple of games where, we've drawn a couple, which really we should be expecting ourselves to win. The question is, can we do it today? Can we do it on a cold, I was about to say cold winter's night. It's not a winter's night. Is it a midweek game? No, it can't be a cold Wednesday night. It's a cold Saturday night in the north. It's a cold Saturday night. I say in the north. It's not the north. It's the south of France, Jack. Where are we? Been here 9 years, still don't know where I am on a map. Anyway, let's get into this game, shall we? Playing with the kind of standard 4-2-3-1 that we've kind of evolved into this year. And yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet moment, I suppose. This is Lyon go behind early on. So suddenly, a win here might be enough. A win here might be enough if Lyon stay behind. Unfortunately for us, Marseille are winning inside the first minute. But yeah, what I was about to say is it feels like a bit of a bittersweet moment almost, because this is the final Let's Play of FM20. It's been, a very, very good run. 71 episodes in the time that we've done 71 episodes is no small feat. I feel like in the last kind of, that's annoying, FC scores. That's not ideal. What I was going to say is it feels a bit kind of sad, really. Obviously, we've done 71 episodes here. I hope you have enjoyed it if you have been watching the series. I feel like throughout the last kind of couple of weeks, with all the FM21 news on the horizon, there's been a little bit of a decline in interest, which is inevitable to happen with a series. It always does. But I think with FM21 so close, I'm sure you guys can relate. I mean, at the time that you're going to be seeing this, because I'm recording it a couple of days before it's out, the reality is that FM21 is out in less than 3 weeks, the beta at least. So there's kind of so much to look forward to, and I think a lot of people are just having that typical break before the new Football Manager. As Balestra, I mean, he scored some bangers in the last couple of games. Maybe he can be the man to carry us. Maybe he can be the man to carry us. Also, Lyon are now drawing against Cesco, which is not good enough for us. I do feel that second is a little bit of a long shot, but we can dream. Anyway, just to go back to the original point, and I'm not going to be distracted by what's going on the pitch, obviously. Yeah, everyone's kind of looking forward to FM21. I'm sure you guys are too. For the hardcore out there who have been watching this series on the regular every day, massive, massive thank you to you guys, seriously. In terms of the plans for the next couple of weeks, we are going to be doing lots of hype videos. There's going to be no Let's Play start immediately. As you can perhaps imagine, it's a bit stupid to start one for a couple of weeks. Instead, we're going to be doing videos like teams to manage, looking through some of the new features, potential wonder kids for the new game. The stuff that I think people want to see at this point in time, when you've kind of forgotten that FM20 exists and all eyes are fixated, I suppose, on FM21. But it goes without saying, if you've been watching this series on the regular with me every single day for the past kind of, almost 3 months, really, thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this adventure. It's been fun here at Luzenac. I realise I'm kind of doing this speech now over the match just because I feel like there's going to be a load of stuff to talk about in terms of, wrapping up the season a little bit later, and this feels like a good time to do it. But Balestra's through again. Signed from Inter. He's been scoring some really good goals as of late. For some reason, I expected him to score there, which was a little ambitious, perhaps. Sardella, big throw forward, keeper collects. But no, just in summary, thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying. I hope you are as excited for FM21 as I am. And yeah, this has been a fun series. Obviously, when we started this, it was a case of we have a few months to the new Football Manager. What save game do you do to follow up Park to Prem? It's a bit of an impossible answer, but this has really, tided me over the latter months of the year, and I've enjoyed it immensely. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed it too. That's all it goes without saying. Anyway, it's 1-1 at the break. Marseille are leading, so we need Marseille to draw, and we also need Cesco to score, and we need to win. So we're not asking for too much, Football Manager. It's like, I feel like I'm doing my accumulator on a Saturday. Everything's gone wrong. None of the results are going my way. But the optimist in me chooses to look at the 3 results that aren't going the way we need them to and go, oh, they're all going to turn around. It could happen. Anyway, let's make some changes here. I'm going to take off Kofi for Julien Blaise. I'm going to bring in Benjamin Cesco for Cesar. And I'm sorry, Lopez. Big Dub is coming up. I feel like applauding him. I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to applaud. Big Dub is on the pitch, everyone. This is not a drill. Is that offside? No, it's... Not ideal. Not ideal. I mean, the other results are still not going our way. Saint Etienne have scored. Set piece. I thought the linesman was going to raise his flag. I thought he was going to spare us, but actually you can see from that angle, comfortably onside, Thiago Ribeiro. And that puts Saint Etienne ahead, and I've made all my changes. In terms of shots, we've been on top in this game. In terms of possession, we most certainly have not. Tomov collects though. I mean, there's 20 minutes. There's still hope. The other games are still not going the way that we need them to. But we'll just go for the win here. Julian, hometown hero, replacing Kofi, the other hometown hero, of course. The two kind of big kind of players, I suppose, from youth intakes that we've had over the years. Now with Thomas down this far side of the pitch, bringing it forward, plays it inside. Big Dub, what can you do? I mean, just seeing his name makes me feel nostalgic. Just seeing his name makes me feel nostalgic, just seeing it on the pitch. It's lovely. Oh, it's like I don't know. It's like meeting up with an old school friend, you know? It's just someone who I vaguely recognise, and you just kind of feel happy. The memories come flooding back. Anyway, D'Amico bringing it forward for them. Still, neither of the results that need to go our way have changed, so I'm not feeling too bad about the fact we're not winning this. We are, of course, guaranteed a top 4 finish, and that's going to be all we can do this year. Top 4, I mean, it was good, right? Top 4 back-to-back years. Back-to-back years of Champions League football. We'll take that. Try to find the silver lining. I mean, to be fair, besides prize money, there isn't that bigger a difference between second, third and fourth. But ultimately, I kind of wanted to end on a high, Football Manager, but that's been taken away from us. Ferreira, what an incredible long shot. Of course it's his second goal of the season. Why wouldn't it be his second goal of the season? We have, well, 2 minutes plus added time to get 4. It's not going to happen, but you know what it's time for. It's time just to do the Luzenak do something system. Used it occasionally this year. I mean, Leon have now scored. I'm kind of glad that we weren't winning this game, because I would have had my hopes up for the entire 90 minutes about finishing ahead of Leon, and then they would have taken that away from us. Julian, oh my word, it's not got... I mean, it could have been a fairy tale ending for Blaze to score from there. Unfortunately, it's hit the woodwork. Is there time for one last goal, one last moment? Big Dub. Shoot, Big Dub, shoot. Connolly, Cesco, Benjamin Cesco, he gets what's probably the final goal. Oh, I can deal with that. James Connolly with the assist as well. Playing it through. Just nice ball, to be fair. Cesco, first time, tucks it round the keeper. 8 goals for Cesco for the year. Not quite on par with previous years, but of course hasn't played anywhere near as much football. And, well, there it is. 3-2 it finishes. Not the high we wanted to end on, but it is what it is. Of course, we're going to take a little look through the team, although it's not perhaps going to be the same comprehensive end-of-season stuff that we'd have where we look forward, because the only thing we've really got to look forward to is retiring, or rather resigning, and then holidaying into the future, seeing what the next chapters of Luzenak are going to be. If you've got any predictions for what's going to happen, let me know. Worth noting that it might be a couple of days before we have the Luzenak in the future video up, but I think you guys know that by now. Anyway, if we look at the overall best 11, here it is, the best of the best. We've got Tomov in goal, of course. What an incredible player Tomov's been. He is a player who I'm desperately hoping the club keep hold of, because frankly, he's just an absolutely incredible goalkeeper who is comfortably Champions League quality, really. A right back, Galvez, is in the team, who... he nips in ahead of Saldella, and to be fair, he's been here a little while now, signed for 1.3 million, and despite being the second choice right back, he's made a good number of appearances over the years for us. We've got Kene playing centre back. I guess that's to facilitate a few other players. Shame that he couldn't play the final game of the year. Alongside them all, we've got Hugo Robert, the club captain back in the day, a legend of Luzenak. 107 appearances, 21 goals from 107 as a centre-back is absolutely ridiculous. Fair play to him. Retired age 30. Of course, current captain, Felipe Jonathan, in at left-back. Had a pretty good run over a couple of years for us. I think he was worth the money. This year didn't quite put in the same level of performance, but just nevertheless an incredible player. We then have Lopez, who has been stuck in at centre-back because we need to facilitate the players that we have. Fair play to Lopez, signed, of course, on a freebie. 16 goals this year. Actually had his best season ever for the club, so that's gone under the radar a little bit and deserves some praise. Alongside him, Kahinde, the original traitor. £45 million he joined Lyon for. Look at those average ratings in the last couple of years. He peaked with us, and I hope he knows deep down inside that was the case. But 45 million did allow us to invest massively into the team. Union Blaze out on the left ahead of Kofi might be a controversial one, of course. Came through our academy, played with us at various levels, of course, was on loan at us for the next 4 years. Yeah, it kind of goes under the radar, the fact we sold him to Napoli and then just loaned him for another 4 years. It'd be fair to say that he kind of found his level at Ligue 1, just never really was able to match his performances of the lower leagues, which isn't entirely surprising, I suppose, when you look at him. Over on the right, we've got Ari, who's a bit of an unsung hero, I feel like, Ari. Signed for 2.8 million from Barcelona, had that former Barcelona tag. I mean, look at the average ratings for the last 3 years. Rejected my fair share of bids for him, and despite the fact I could never say his name correctly, deservedly has a spot there. Big Dub, who played that final game, which brings a smile to my face, his first appearance for the club in 3 seasons at centre attacking mid, signed from Toulouse Metropole. I mean, he's not a Liga quality player, but you know what? He did the business for us, didn't you, Big Dub? Yeah, a player who... it's just a bit of a nostalgia pick more than anything, so I kind of rate it. And then up top, we've got Benjamin Cesco, who, despite my best efforts to phase him out of the team last year, was still pretty blooming good, to be honest. Debatably should have played him more than we did. 36 goals he got in all competitions, 35 of his senior goals for us. And yeah, he might not have a polygon that looks like a striker. That's fair enough. But he's our striker. And he was pretty good for the money that we paid, even if it was a slight overpay at the time. On the bench, we've got Thomas Humier. Where are you now, Thomas? You're still at Toulouse as second choice keeper. I mean, there's part of me that oddly likes that, but you've only played 1 game for them. Of course, he was loaned to us for a number of years through the earlier years. Barry Marsden on the bench as well. Of course, a player who we, again, rejected a lot of offers for. Was disappointing in his final season, to be fair, Barry. You let me down there. Marlon Adriano, Marsden's partner in crime, another centre-back, signed on a freebie. I think he has a really bright, longer-term future. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to be kept at Lausanne or if he looks to force a move. He looks like a good player with potential. It's just a case of how good that potential is. But super consistent, immense physicals as well for a 21-year-old. Kofi. I have this feeling that when we go in the future, Kofi is going to move to another club, like a big club, and just set the world alight. He looks absolutely immense, doesn't he? Comfortably, I think, the best player in our team. Never really showed that in terms of average ratings and performances, but the hometown hero played with us through a number of divisions. Never had the best average rating, perhaps through my own just sheer bias. I just stuck with him. But he's on the bench alongside El Mutaki, who sadly retired age 24, but 37 goals in 62 for him. The original Cesco, perhaps. Barane Bar, also another player who retired. 76 appearances for the club, 20 goals. And finally, Manan. Some of these players are just throwbacks, aren't they? He is in the overall best 11 as well. 28 goals in 66. Not too bad a total for him. Anyway, end of season awards. You can see here, Ari with 35% of the vote. Antonio Bra, not too far behind the deep line playmaker. Really close vote actually between those two. And Lopez on a 23% vote too. Signing of the season was Julio Cesar. I mean, we didn't sign that many players, so I guess there wasn't that many choices. I guess 10 goals in 26 isn't that bad, whatever way you look at it. But I know, and he knows, he could have had significantly more. Although the silver lining is he did manage to completely avoid injury once he joined the club and got over the injury that he had before he joined us. So silver lining right there. You can see the overall best 11 for this season. I think it's kind of what you'd expect, although interesting to note that Galvez gets in ahead of Sardella again there. Anyway, end of season review. We got knocked out in the Champions League knockout stages, finished 4th in the league. Look, Champions League football was a pretty good achievement this year. Lost in the Europa League semi-final, lost in the Coupe de France final, and lost in the Trophy des Champions final. It could have been a season where there was lots of silverware. We were very close, but we just couldn't quite get any of it over the line. Anyway, I'm going to accept all this club vision stuff, but it's all in absolute vain. I'm going to tell the players again, Champions League quality, or Champions League qualification again next year. Little do they know, I'm about to walk out on them. Close the door and just not look back. I'm going to save the game before we resign, just so I've got a save game before I've resigned, but it's been a good run. It's been a good run. We've taken the team from the bottom to the top. It's been a fun little adventure, of course. As I said, we will have a Lausanne into the future video coming up in the next I want to say in the next week. It might be a few days, but it will certainly be within well, before FM21 at the very least. Also worth noting, if you're a supporter over on Patreon, the save game will be available for you guys to download in the next couple of days. For everyone else, it'll be publicly available in about a week's time. It's just the way that I do things. A little benefit for Patreon supporters. You know, if you do enjoy the content and you want to pledge and support me on a monthly basis to continue doing what I'm doing, I give you guys save games when I'm finished playing with them a little bit earlier than everyone else. It also allows me to make sure that the save file works fine for other people to load and all that good stuff, because sometimes we've had issues in the past where people have trouble loading stuff up. Either way, I could run through this entire season, but it all kind of feels a little bit in vain, knowing that there isn't a future to look forward to. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we want to just take a more general look at the club, really, this year. Of course, last year we finished fourth again this year. Are we becoming the Arsenal of League 1? I'd like to believe that we will kick on and progress that little bit further. If we just look at an overview of the club, we are now considered a legend, which is quite nice. El Mutaki in the icons column. Favourite personnel, Kofi, Hugo Robert, Kahinde, Xavi Simons, and Julian Blaze. Oh, just it makes me feel emotional, everyone. Just makes me feel emotional. 3,400 season ticket holders. Of course, we moved through a number of stadiums over the year, but Lorraine au Sommet, a 25,000-seater stand. Not bad for a team who, when we started out, had a stadium capacity of about 1,000. We found our groove, we found our spot in the world, and we won some silverware along the way. Yes, we didn't quite make it to the top of the mountain, but we can put in our flag in the ground alongside the likes of PSG, I feel like, at this point. I'm hoping that I've done enough to establish a Luzenac legacy. I suppose we're going to see whether or not I did do enough to establish a Luzenac legacy when we holiday forward. It's a young squad. There is plenty of potential in it. My big hope is that the successor to me is able to hold on to all of this talent and really keep, you know, the team going, win silverware with it. Hopefully they can become a consistent Champions League club. Oh, I just feel a bit sad leaving it all. But I know that FM21's on the horizon. I know that we had one hell of an adventure. Any save game that lasts 9 years is a pretty significant save game, if you ask me. And through the years of rocketing up through the leagues to kind of struggling in more recent years to really try and, you know, become the best of the rest in Ligue 1. The one thing that I know is for certain is I've enjoyed it immensely. It's been a really, really fun save game. Really excited for what is on the horizon next. And I just want to say again, thank you to you guys, especially if you've got to the end of this video, because this is turning into a rambly one quite quickly. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for enjoying this adventure with me. Thank you for tuning in every day to catch it, be it on your lunch break, in the evening when the kids have gone to bed, whilst you're doing homework, listening away, or just whilst you're playing Football Manager. Yeah, seriously, guys, really, really appreciate the support. You've been absolutely unreal throughout FM20. If you're here watching this video now, you are one of the hardcore of the hardcore. One of the people who kind of just watches me all year round, and you guys are just absolute heroes. I hope you're excited for what's next in terms of FM21 stuff. I most certainly am. And yeah, I feel like I've covered everything I wanted to cover here, which does make me feel just a little bit sad. So with my final action, we will retire. I don't want to retire. I want to resign. I want to resign immediately. Thank you, Luzenac. This has been The Climb. It's been one hell of an adventure, but it's time for you to go on without me. I'm going back to base camp. I'm going to find a new mountain to ascend. I hope you can live a happy and prosperous life at the top of the French pyramid. Will they do it? We'll find out soon. A number of staff members leaving in my shadow. Oh, it just feels a bit sad, doesn't it? Luzenac, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching once again, guys. I'm just rambling away. I'm just getting a bit emotional. Right, I'm going to cut things off here. Kofi, look after the house. Look after your mother well. And I'll be back soon. Take care, guys, and yeah, I will see you guys again for the next adventure.